Yep. I think we all know what we're going to be talking about today. How's it going, everyone? My name is McQ and welcome back to Toilet Talk. 2 words. Star Wars. What a great movie franchise. Everyone knows about Star Wars. And unless you've been living under a rock for the past year, you probably would have heard about Star Wars Episode 7. What a fantastic film. It's been such a long time for me to be completely enthralled by a movie. Watching it, I was just so absorbed into just the cinematography, the music, the story, the characters, everything was just oozing greatness. It was a great movie. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and just turn this video off, go watch it, and then come back, because this video I'll be talking a lot about Episode 7, and it will be a lot of spoilers. I felt that if I wanted to talk about Episode 7, then I would really want to talk about everything in Episode 7, and I didn't want to spoil anything, but you have to talk about all the stuff that happened in Episode 7. So, fair warning right now that from here on out, there's going to be all the spoilers in Star Wars Episode 7. All of them. So if you haven't seen it, again, as I said before, pause it, go watch Star Wars Episode 7, give them your money, all of it, and then come back here and resume where you left off. Episode 7 took a lot from the expanded universe. Han and Leia's son being evil, an offspring named Ben, and Luke Skywalker traversing the rest of the galaxy. So even though Disney kind of killed off the expanded universe, there are definitely hints of it in Episode 7, which, even though I love the expanded universe more than I do the original trilogy or the prequels, I am very happy to see little hints of it in there. The movie was also hilarious. You gotta give thumbs up to BB-8 with the lighter thumbs up. Now I think everyone that's seen the movie can safely say that this movie captured the essence of Star Wars perfectly. It felt like a real next episode to the original trilogy. Now it's also meant to point out that in retrospect, Episode 7 was a lot like Episode 4. Like, in bare bones structure-wise, it was almost exactly the same. Now that's not to say that that's a terrible thing. I mean, if it's not broke, then don't fix it kind of deal. I thought it paid tribute to Episode 4 while still putting on layers of new things and expanding the universe in a very great way. Now, as far as plot-wise and things that have happened in Episode 7 that may be questionable, there's maybe a couple things. I mean, the movie did a great job of answering questions, but honestly, everyone can say that they left with more questions that were not answered, and that will follow up with an Episode 8, which comes out in 2 years. So for the remainder of this video, I'm going to be talking about questions I have, or theorizes I've heard about, that deal with Episode 7. First off, we have Rey being able to Jedi mind trick the Stormtrooper. Now, on a sidebar note, that Stormtrooper is actually Daniel Craig, who plays the new James Bond, and he got the little cameo appearance in there, even though he never takes off a Stormtrooper helmet. That was apparently him, so good on Daniel Craig. Did it strike anyone else odd that she was just able to do a Jedi mind trick for supposedly having no Force training and just now recently learning that she was Force sensitive? I found it kind of out of place that she was able to just do it, or to even have the inclination to even attempt it. I mean, yes, she did resist Kylo Ren extracting her mind and everything, but still, that's something I would not think of to do, even if I had the thought that I might be a Jedi or might have Force powers. That's definitely something I wouldn't think to do. I mean, even the Jedi mind trick is for weak-minded people. Now, that's to say that the First Order Stormtroopers may or may not be weak-minded. I mean, they were... I can't think of the word for some reason, but, you know, disciplined into thinking, like, straight-minded. So, if you're conditioned, there we go. So if you're conditioned to think a certain way, then you would have to have a relatively strong mind to, change all rational thought and feelings and opinions on things just to be one-track minded. So that goes to say that they may or may not be weak-minded, but usually weak-minded people are like animals or like people that are really low scum people of society, and the First Order stormtroopers are certainly not low scum people of the galaxy. Talking that subject over with a friend, we thought that maybe Rey had her mind wiped when she was littler because of all the Knights of Ren and Kylo Ren like doing something horrible, and maybe Luke Skywalker had to send her off to a different planet like Jakku and had her memory wiped. So he was in the midst of training her when all this crap went down, and he wanted to at least secure one person that he trained, but to keep her safe, he mind wiped her. I see that as a very potential way to do that. Another theory that I have is Kylo Ren and Rey are actually twins. In The Force Awakens, when Kylo Ren is trying to track down the BB-8 droid, he gets a message from a stormtrooper saying that we found the BB-8 droid on Jakku. The BB-8 droid was with the defective stormtrooper and a girl. Now when he specifically said a girl, Kylo Ren kind of freaked out a little bit. He kind of really snapped and said, yeah, I gotta get moving. Also, Han Solo acted very, very nice to Rey. Like, almost, I wouldn't say to an extreme, but almost out of character for Han Solo. Sure, he's a married man, I guess. Sure, he had a son, but possibly could Rey be his daughter too? Maybe whoever mind-wiped Rey mind-wiped Leia and Han possibly to keep Rey safe. It's very unsure. That would explain her piloting skills, that would explain her force-sensitive skills, and also, genetically, if you're a twin, you have a much higher rate of producing offspring twins if you are a twin. So, could Kylo Ren and Rey be twins to mirror Luke and Leia? I don't know. It's a theory. I also heard about some people talking about that during Rey's flashback when she was near Luke Skywalker, or Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber, that some people could hear Yoda's voice during all that flashback. Now, I've only seen it once during the time of me recording this video, but I don't recall hearing Yoda's voice. He could possibly be buried down with all that crazy stuff going on. I mean, you definitely need to watch episode 7 twice to really get the gist of everything. The first time to experience it, the second time to analyze it. And I think the main question everyone has is, who the heck is Snoke? My money is on Darth Plagueis, which, if you remember episode 3, Palpatine told Anakin a story about Lord Plagueis and how he can have power over life and death. Palpatine also mentions that his apprentice killed Darth Sidious, which it turns out that Palpatine was Darth Plagueis' apprentice. So supposedly Palpatine killed Darth Sidious, but this guy has the ability to control life and death. He could very much easily fake his own death since he has that kind of power. Palpatine could have just thought he killed off his master like all evil, good Darth Sith people do, but Darth Sidious is actually alive. And of course, we cannot forget about the possible theory that Plagueis, or Snoke, is Jar Jar Binks. Now that whole theory is so big and huge and kind of right in a really strikingly way and kind of over-analyzing kind of way, but it should be noted that everything that theory brings to light is kind of shocking how true that is. That might be one of my favorite theories so far, and I would love to cover in this video, but that would take in a completely other video to explain that. I will leave a link to the Reddit page down in the description below so other people that are watching could look at that. You should definitely read it. It's really fascinating, and it brings a whole new light to the prequels and redeems Jar Jar Binks too. It's pretty mind-blowing. So in conclusion, episode 7, solid. Everything I wanted in the movie was surpassed by light years, by light speedways, even that, if that made any sense. But yes, episode 7 was phenomenal. I loved it. Did you like it? I hope you liked it. Write in the comments down below if you liked it, and write in the comments about commenting on my comment of theorize or other theories I've said, or just other thoughts on the movie or theories that you may have for yourself. Let's start a discussion. I mean, let's get this thing going. Let's all aboard the Star Wars hype train. And that is where I'm going to end this episode of Toilet Talk. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Toilet Talk, and thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to watch. Be sure to check out any of the annotations I have around my head for more videos that I've done, and subscribe if you haven't. I just can't get over how good episode 7 was. It was so good, and next year we get Rogue One, which honestly I will say I was a little bit more excited for Rogue One than episode 7 before going to watch episode 7, but that's because I really like the pilot story in all the Star Wars stories. I don't know why I hesitated, I couldn't remember what story it was, but anyways, the Star Wars hype train is here, my friends. It is here to stay, and it's fantastic. There's no other words to say than it's one of the best things ever. I'll leave it at that. So thank you again so much for watching, and as usual, I will see you in the next video. See you later.